I think a big question that's on a lot of fans' minds, and now we're coming out of the All-Star break, so it's become a bigger thing. Is what is Columbus going to do with Panarin? So Artemi Panarin and his agent have talked it over. Panarin does not want to have contract discussions while the season's going on. He wants to play games. His agent has said he's enjoying himself in Columbus. He likes playing in Columbus. The decision about whether or not he's going to sign a long-term contract with Columbus, they'll bridge that gap in the offseason. Jarmo Kekalainen's come out today and said, we're ready to make some hard decisions. He points out that last year they held on to Matt Calvert and Jack Johnson through the deadline, even though there were some offers out there, and they lost them for nothing. My answer to that would be there's a huge difference between Jack Johnson, Matt Calvert, and Artemi Panarin. Um, the the tricky part with Columbus is this, and I've mentioned this before. The team is not known for being a winning franchise, a top tier franchise, and how they handle Panarin and Bobrovsky will go a long way to deciding whether they're going to get there or if they're just going to be one of those middling teams. If they handle this badly and if they end up alienating both Bobrovsky and Panarin, they're likely going to end up being one of those teams that's just seen as, well, they're not quite good enough to win. The team's not good enough to win. And when your team has never won a round, and you've been around for 20 years, you got to be careful with that. Really, really careful with that. Columbus this year has a chance, I believe, to do something. I believe they will, with this lineup, get out of the first round. They should. I also believe that they will that as a franchise they will make that move forward. I don't think Panarin goes anywhere at the deadline personally. Bobrovsky, maybe. And I only say Bobrovsky maybe because there's that perception right now that there's daylight between him and John Tortorella. That maybe Tortorella might be like, Jarmo, he can go. I can go with the backup if I need to. If I need to use Korpisalo, I can. If you can get me back a guy who might be a bit of a downgrade from Bobrovsky to outsiders, but we know that it's just a straight across lateral move, and we also add a draft pick. Go for it. I'm more interested to see what happens with Bobrovsky, honestly, than Panarin, because I don't think Panarin's going anywhere. Because what do? Do you just trade him for picks and prospects? Do you try to make a hockey trade out of it? Because anybody that's looking to make a hockey trade, they have to talk extension with Panarin. Now, if Panarin's not willing to talk extension with Columbus, would he be willing to talk extension with another team before a trade takes place? Let's just throw out Dallas. Let's just say Dallas says, all right, the Sagan-Benn era is not working for us. We're willing to move Sagan. And Columbus says, holy crap, we can get Tyler Sagan. We'll give you guys Panarin and just throw in whatever name you want in there. Or just say it's a 1-for-1. I'm just using it as an example. Does Dallas then sit down and talk to Panarin before a deal to make sure that it's going to work? Or does it not get done, meaning Dallas doesn't give up Tyler Sagan with his extension in place in order to pick up Panarin with no extension in place? That's the kind of thing I'm wondering. Is Panarin just not willing to talk contract because it's Columbus or because he wants to play hockey? And that's the question that we have that we don't really have a clear answer to. We know he doesn't want to talk to Columbus, but so honestly, if I had to guess, I'd say Panarin remains with the Jackets through the break. I'm more interested to see what happens with Bobrovsky for the reasons that I've outlined. But I'd be interested to know, as a Columbus fan, if you're watching this, what do you do with Panarin now that we're coming up to the trade deadline? Do you trade him for futures as a potential move just so you get something back for him? Do you roll the dice, keep him through the playoff race, and hope something special happens and that convinces him to stick around? Or what do you do? Do you try to make a hockey trade? What do you do? That's the big question. I'd be interested to know what you guys think. As always, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. If you're browsing your way through, you just tap it upon this video. And hey, this Columbus, unlike almost every other year, is really the place we're going to be watching going into the trade deadline. Other than the obvious looking at the contenders like Calgary, Nashville, Winnipeg, and what they're going to do. But hey, this is the fun time of year for me. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. I'll talk to you again soon.